My name is Steve Noel from Cloud IT. You understand we're integrators, developers, and so trainers. We also do consulting on Office 365. This afternoon, we have Arik from Dalikoo that will display and show us project management and customer relationship management platform that can help you automate your document management as well. So I will give this to Arik. Arik, thank you very much for doing this for us, and I'll let you do your presentation.
Thank you, Steve. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our video demonstration of Dalikoo. I'll start with a little introduction for myself and the team. I've been an IT technology executive for quite a few years. Everywhere I've been to, I've seen a bit of an issue with processing and business process and so forth. The issue per se was silos. The sales team was not talking to operations. Operations were not talking to finance. Finance were not talking to anyone for that matter. Management was getting frustrated because information did not flow properly. Sometimes we had various issues and problems in front of customers and so forth. And the silos were not good for business. Everyone knows that. Everyone's looking for a way to deal with it. This is where back in 2014, late 2014, we had the idea of coming up with Dalikoo. Dalikoo is a new type of customer relationship management or stakeholder relationship management tool. It provides stakeholder management functionalities, but at the same time, it also allows for collaboration, knowledge management, and project management. So it's not just a CRM per se. It is also a project management tool. It is also a document management tool, and it works centrally for everyone to log into one spot. There's one information source, and for essentially everyone to collaborate on one set of data. Some of the things that Dalikoo does well. Dalikoo would manage your opportunities, would create an area for your document managements, including taxonomy and search capability, a place for your contacts and activities, a place to manage leads. Dalikoo is built entirely on Office 365, in particular SharePoint. It works on SharePoint Online as an app, and it also works as on SharePoint on-prem. Dalikoo is extremely flexible to configure, and because we coded the whole thing with .NET and JavaScript and other great industry standards, Dalikoo is also extremely customizable. We are essentially able to customize any type of process, any type of workflow, and we make sure that we adhere to your business as opposed to asking your business to change the way you process information and act on it and adhere to us. So some of the things that Dalikoo, some of the things that we do well, and this would be one narration of a process, is through Dalikoo, we allow your sales team to identify a prospect, create an opportunity, start a pipeline, and monitor through a dashboard. Once the opportunity has won, as in you got to 100% probability, congratulations, we just won new business, Dalikoo will convert the prospect into a client and will open a brand new website for you to manage that particular opportunity. You'd be able to do account planning, you would be able to run your projects, assign milestones, assign tasks, create reports, upload and manage documents, search for documents, and collaborate with the entire team on that one opportunity. We'll be super happy to show you a demonstration of how it all works. And I guess without further ado, we'll just jump into that demo part of this session. So If everyone can see, this is, I guess, the starting point for Dalikoo. As you can see, it runs on top of SharePoint Online. This particular configuration runs on top of our own company CIOSCO. So it's a CIOSCO tenant of SharePoint Online. When you have Dalikoo installed in your environment, it will execute in your tenant of Office 365. So Cloud IT, .sharepoint.com or any type of business name that you have, .sharepoint.com. This is an important distinction. The reason we are operating this way is because we want to make sure that you never leave your own environment. Office 365 is an environment that you have or considering. You're trusting it. This is where your data resides already. This is how you do email. This is how you manage Teams. This is where you do Skype for Business. This is where you do Yammer, etc., etc., etc. It's your environment. We're not asking you to leave your environment and come into our cloud. We are going to be running in your environment. You get to keep the data. Even a few years from now, if you decide that Dalikoo is not a great tool for you, there's no pain in moving away from Dalikoo. Everything takes place and executes in your Office 365 tenant. So a couple of things about the application itself. This is probably the busiest page in the application. Our design goal was simple. We have seen Salesforce, we have seen Dynamics, we've seen a lot of the other CRM/automation tools, and what we've seen is a lot of clutter. There's a lot of noise on the page. When you log in, things are buzzing, things are flashing. You don't necessarily know where to go and what to do. Our design philosophy was simple. For the most part, most of our pages are going to be just white background with a few fields for you to enter information in. If anything, a lot of these pages are going to look like the Google website, all right? It's just one line of information and the rest of it is just white. Reason is simple. When you go to any one of our areas, you will know what to do. There's nothing to do other than what you're supposed to do. So this has been a design goal for us. Keep it simple, keep it familiar, keep it friendly. You'll see some elements of Excel in our design. Bottom line is always the idea is for you to just jump onto the page and get to work as soon as possible. So saying that, let's just get to work. First thing we do is we're going to go and enter some clients. Item number 1 starts with your clients. So you can click on clients, or in my case, I already opened it in a different tab, and I'm going to go to that tab right now. So this is the clients area. As you can see, not really a whole lot there. Very, very simple as far as what to do next. Here are my clients. If I want to enter an additional client, a new client, I'm just going to click on new client, and a form is going to open, and I'm going to put in my client information and be on my way. Now, a question we get a lot from our customers, and obviously this is something that you're probably asking yourselves right now: how do I import my 5,000 clients into this thing? I mean, I have clients already, great, loyal, successful relationships with customers. We need to enter them. So there's 2 ways to do that. One option is, because we're running on top of Office 365, we can integrate with almost anything out there. If it has an API, we are Office 365. We can create a customization that would integrate with anything: QuickBooks, Dynamics, SAP. We've done it all. It is a customization, and it carries a bit of a cost because we will have to understand your schema, which fields to draw on, which fields to populate, which fields to work with, and so forth. But once we do that, once we figure out how to do that, then essentially the coding itself is pretty much non-existent. However, the other way, the way that, to be honest, most of our customers has, proceeding with or going with, is turn this area into an Excel lookalike, and then copy paste your customer field. So one thing I didn't mention before is that these fields here, you can configure the layout, the order as you see fit. You can remove fax number, add something else, move email over here, etc., etc. The sky is the limit. So what you would do in order to copy paste your customers into this area would be to change this layout to match your existing CSV or Excel sheet that contains the customer, or match the Excel sheet or the CSV to this area. And then when you're done and ready to go ahead with the copy paste, you will click on the edit button. This area will turn into data sheet or spreadsheet area. You can then Control C on your Excel with your customers and copy the customers, and then you can go here and Control V to paste all 5,000 customers in essentially 2 clicks. 5,000 customers will probably take 30 seconds or so to put in here, but by the time you're done, you're going to go stop, and voila, you're going to have all your customers now available to Dalikoo, and you're going to have Dalikoo now able to read and work with these customers. Next item we do, as far as configuring Dalikoo for the first time, is to let Dalikoo know what are your opportunity types. What lines of business do you work with? The example we have in this demo is a kitchen manufacturer. Say I'm a kitchen manufacturer that not just manufactures kitchens, but also builds them, deploys them, and so forth. And I'm doing it on a commercial level. So some of our customers would include maybe large hotel chains or corporate entities that are building headquarters and require 20, 30, 40 kitchens and so forth. And they enlist our services to build kitchens and then to go and deploy them. So because I'm this kitchen manufacturer, as per this example, I would come into this area and list the lines of business that I offer. What are my goods and services? So in my case, I build industrial kitchens, I offer commercial kitchens, consumer kitchens, kitchen supplies, home supplies, and so forth. This could be obviously configured to do anything. If you're a lawyer, then you would put here commercial law, corporate law, real estate law, depending on your lines of business. If you're in the financial industry, then you could talk about financial planning here as a line of business. You could talk about loans and services as your business service and so forth. This area is entirely up to you to configure. The way to go about it is click on New Opportunity Type, add the opportunity type that you sell or offer, and you're done. This area is not really accessed that often. You come here for the very first time, obviously, to list the goods and services that you offer, but I mean, unless something changes, you rarely come back here. Once you're done, Dalikoo now knows what you do. And that's important, and we'll see that in the next step. The next step is to go to opportunities and actually list the business, or start listing your opportunities. So you would do that by going and clicking on opportunities. And I'm not going to do it, but I already have it opened in here. And in here you could see all of my existing opportunities that are available for the demo. What we can see here is, what we can see here is, I'm going to scroll to the right, a whole bunch of headers that describe the various opportunities that I have here. First of all, if it looks like Excel, it was meant to look like Excel. The other thing that we see on top left is my totals. These are the totals, total revenues, total costs, total margins, as well as the calculated or the factored revenues, costs, and margins. And factored is done by essentially a total of my revenues times my odds, the totals of my costs times my odds, and so forth. All of these headers are 100% filterable. So for example, right now I'm showing my 2017 and 2018. If I just want to see my 2017, I will click on the year click on 2017, and within seconds, my view changes to only the 3 opportunities that I have in 2017, and also very important, my totals change in real time to correspond with that. Same goes with quarter. I can click on, I want to see 2017 quarter 3. I'm now down to 1 opportunity, and this changes as well in accordance. I can, instead of quarter or together with quarter, I'm going to clear the quarter for a second. I could go and select, I only have commercial kitchens here, but I could have checked if I had a different type of opportunity. Maybe I'm going to clear, hold on, the 2017, see if there's any other type of opportunity there. Yeah, okay, so here I could say, show me my commercial kitchens. And it's going to now list only the commercial kitchens, or show me my commercial kitchens and my consumer kitchens. And now I see that. Again, the totals are in real time, and I could continue to differentiate further and further. If I like this view, this is a view I'm going to use often, my commercial kitchen and consumer kitchen goods across 2017 and 2018, I could easily save this view. It's going to be listed here. I could come back to it instead of clicking on the filters. I could immediately find myself within view, and I could even save it as a default view. For all means and purposes, I'm just going to remove all the filters and go back to the default screen. I'm going to show you how to add a new opportunity. Again, simplicity is essentially the #1 consideration for us. I'm going to go into new opportunity, and a form is going to open where I could start putting a name to the opportunity. I'm going to call it new op 1 just as an example. My 5,000 customers that I just imported into Dalikoo are all going to be listed here. This is also alphabetical, so if I click on R, it's going to go to Randall's. If I'm going to click on J, it's going to go to JS Construction and so forth. I'm going to pick one. I can obviously fill in the other areas as well. Here, my regions currently list USA, Canada, and Mexico, but let's say I need to change that. Let's say this is too broad. I really need to start working with maybe large cities in Canada, because I'm a kitchen manufacturer and I sell to Toronto, I sell to Montreal, I sell to Vancouver, and so forth. They're not here right now, and I'll show you in just a second how to change everything about this configuration. So right now, I don't have what I need here. It doesn't have, Canada. It doesn't have Montreal. It doesn't have Toronto. I'll show you in a second how to change that. Year, I'm going to choose 2017. Revenue is an asterisk, which means it's a value that we have to enter. We could enter 0 if we wanted to for any one of those, but I'm just going to go with some values. I'm going to assign it to a person that's in my Office 365 group. So in this case, I'm going to assign it to the Dalikoo demo user. Start with, go with start date. This opportunity is going to start December 14th, and we're going to work on it all through Christmas and up to, let's say, February of 23rd. And now, again, we have an opportunity here to pick what type of goods or service is this. Remember, I'm a kitchen manufacturer, and this is going to be a commercial kitchen opportunity for JS Construction, the client. I can add notes, etc., 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 and I could also attach files to it. So I'm not going to save because we don't want to add to the demo area, but as soon as I go save, this opportunity is going to be added. I want to show you what we're going to do with region. Remember, Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver are not here. We need them here. And the same applies for everything. What happens if we want to add, the year 2019? I'll show you how easy it is to do. So right now I'm just going to cancel out of this opportunity. And now we're going to go into the configuration. So again, region is problematic for me. I'm not interested in Canada and US. I need some better defined regions. Maybe I need to add the year 2019 as well. I have full control over everything here. Maybe I need to change the currency to euros, right? I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to go to list and click on list settings. All of my headers are here. here's the problematic region. Maybe I don't like the word region. Maybe it's not something that coincides with my business. Maybe we use areas. So I can always come in here and change it to areas if I wanted to. And it's going to be called areas from now on. And here are the problem areas. No offense Mexico, no offense Canada, no offense USA. We really need to be a little more particular. I'm going to go with Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver, because these are the areas. I'm a Canadian business owner. I only deal with Canada, and these are the areas that I need to work with. So I just changed it. I changed region to show those options, and I'll show you what happens the next time I go and add a new opportunity. New opportunity. Oh, I forgot to change region to area, but it doesn't matter. That's, you understand the idea. Here's the important part. Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver are now available. Configuration is a snap. It's fast, it's easy, it's friendly. Next thing we want to do, and this is one of the key items for Dalikoo. Let's say you've won this opportunity. Let's use this Google HQ opportunity. Okay, I'm a kitchen manufacturer. It turns out that this opportunity is in the US, and I have to basically, I just won the opportunity. Google just awarded us the deal of the century, their new headquarters that they're building. They need 50 new kitchens, and we won this opportunity. I'm changing the status to 1. I'm changing the odds to 100%. And what we could do is we could either manually allow users to create a site for this opportunity, or we can essentially code it as part of the parameter saying if status equals 1, or if odds equals 100%, or any other combination of these statuses, go ahead and create the project site. The project site will take about 10 seconds to create, and once you're done, a link to the site is going to be available in your opportunity line. I can click on the link, but I already have it open in a different tab. Let me show you what you're going to see once you won this Google opportunity and you're ready to actually do some work against fulfilling that order. Here is the website, the specific website, the unique website for the Google headquarters opportunity that we have with our client, Google. First thing you see is that the URL is unique. This is a URL that you can share potentially with people that have access permissions and so forth to the site, and it will take them straight into this site. The second thing you see is that some of the key elements from that opportunities view are also displayed here. Revenue, cost, discount. It's entirely up to the customer to choose what they want to see here. Maybe they want to see more things, maybe they want to see less things, maybe they want to see other things. We basically customize it to show what you need to show for your own business, the numbers that are important to your business, and we can even further customize it. So if you change the values here, it will change it in that sales area, in the opportunities area as well. It's entirely up to the customer to decide if they want to do that. The next thing I'm gonna walk you through is the documents area. I mean, every opportunity has a whole bunch of documents that you maybe started storing in the opportunity line. The second you create the site, all those documents are automatically moved to this area. They're automatically migrated to this area. So you are now essentially, can work with all the documents that you've accumulated through the through the sales cycle. Now, what you can do in addition is, now you're fulfilling the opportunity and you continue adding documents. So maybe there's a bunch of schematics for the kitchens. The quotes maybe need to be changed. Some presentations, some diagrams, and so forth. It's easy. You just add a new document. Dalikoo will essentially let you choose a file from your C drive or from whatever cloud connectivity option you would have here. And once you choose the file and upload, Dalikoo by default will ask you to start applying some taxonomy to it. The default taxonomy includes document type and it includes status. So under document type, it's going to ask you, is it a configuration? Is it a memo? Is it a presentation? Under status, it's going to ask, is it final? Is it a draft? As always, you have full control over every single field here. You can add another header if you want to. Maybe document types and status is not enough. Maybe you need to add department. Maybe you need to add some other type of categorization. Not a problem whatsoever. It's not even a customization. It's a configuration. Maybe you want document type, but you're looking for something very specific, a categorization that you're using in your business, say schematic or a schema, and it doesn't include it here. I'll show you how to add schema as a document type really quickly. You're going to go into documents and you'll see document type right here. Of course, you can change it, you could add to it, and just like before, if schema is not here, you could just add it, or schematic, or quote is here already, or whatnot. So you have full control over what you want to categorize your documents at. Now, so this is great, right? This is great. You have full taxonomy, the full ability to list and categorize your documents, which is fantastic because 6 months from now, if I'm looking for a particular document, I could search for configuration. I could search for configuration for Google HQ, and it's going to pinpoint and refine the search even further. Also, because this is Office 365, I could search for contents of the document. So say if this business requirement document has the word kitchen in it, I could go kitchen, Google HQ, configuration, and it will find the word kitchen in the document, apply the taxonomy configuration, tell me that it matches my Google HQ container, and find exactly this document. It's great because, you know, over a few months after the project has been released and whatnot, or deployed and so forth, if you're looking for some of the supporting documentations that helped you carry through the project and deliver the project, especially if a long time has passed since, searching for those documents could be problematic. Not with Dalikoo. With Dalikoo, it's a breeze. It's fast and it's extremely user-friendly. Next thing I want to talk about, actually the last thing I want to mention as far as documents go, is that because we're using Office 365, OneDrive is integrated at 100% with everything we do, including documents. All of these documents here are available offline through OneDrive, which means if I'm going to go to my C drive, here's my CIOSCO. This is my company name, CIOSCO, and under CIOSCO I could see the various projects that I've synced through OneDrive. As an example, this is a young type of project, Young Street in Toronto, and it's with the customer Johnson & Johnson. And what I could see here is all the documents that are listed on this website available to me offline through OneDrive. This is particularly great if you're on a plane and you need to access your documents and you do not have Wi-Fi connectivity. If you're in the cottage, if Wi-Fi doesn't work well, you don't have to work with Wi-Fi. You can just open the document here, even if you're completely disconnected, change it, edit it, apply whatever changes you want, save, and not worry about it. The second your laptop, the second your computer, the second your tablet finds the internet, the second you're connected again, these documents are automatically going to synchronize with the right location for Dalikoo in the cloud. They're going to go to the right project under your own cloud tenant. And all of that is built into Dalikoo as we are using the wonderful OneDrive service from Microsoft. Next thing I want to talk about is milestones and tasks. So every good project has, through project management, a bunch of milestones that you need to reach and tasks that you want to task people with and so forth. And before I jump into the milestones and task area here, I just want to open another interface that I didn't show you before because it's relevant right now. This is an interface that, again, you would go to maybe the very first time you deploy Dalikoo. And this is how it looks like. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. So out of the box, Dalikoo comes with a whole bunch of milestone types, quoting, scheduling, business case, strategy, etc., etc., etc. It also suggests which phase it's going to be a part of. It suggests what week you start in your project. So quoting is week 0 of your typical project. Scheduling is week 1. It would also suggest how long these milestones would take, and it would tell you an option to start listing your hours, senior person working on it, junior person working on it, so forth and so forth. You can also now start matching your own specific lines of business or opportunity types with these milestones. So for example, you could say, when I do a commercial kitchens type of project, I want to use the quoting milestone. I want to use the scheduling milestone. I don't really need the business case milestone for commercial kitchens. I do need strategy for commercial kitchens. I don't need design. I do not need purchasing prototype. I do need deployment. Sorry, I do not need deployment, but I do need acceptance. All right. So every time you have a commercial kitchen type of project, just like this Google HQ project that we're about to do, I want to see these 4 milestones. The ability to change anything in this screen is essentially up to you. It's 100% configurable. There's no coding, there's no customization, it's all configuration. And the way to do that is, well, you guessed it, it's going to look like Excel. You can now start changing any one of these milestones to match your milestones. We're not asking you to start, using strategy from now on. If strategy is not something that you deliver, then so be it. Change it. Quote whatever you want. Change the start week to match your milestone, the duration, the hours, and also last but not least, these are your milestones and these are your opportunity types or your goods and services. You already entered the goods and services. You would be able to choose which opportunity type, which type of goods matches with this type of milestone. So in this case, you see commercial kitchens, but I could continue to check home supplies, industrial kitchens, and so forth. When I'm done with this list and I'm happy with how it looks and it matches exactly what I want, I go stop, and lo and behold, now I have a milestone type configured to match my business to a T. I'm going to go back to that other interface where we had the Google HQ opportunity, which is a commercial kitchen opportunity. Remember, congratulations to us. Google just hired us to build 50 kitchens in their headquarters. It's a huge business. We're very happy. It's time to do it. Let's start listing our milestones. I'm going to go into milestones and add milestones. I'm going to see the screen for adding the milestones, and in here I'll see the 4 milestones that are chosen for my line of business, for this type of business. And I can see that scheduling is here. The second I choose any one of these milestones, Dalikoo already tells me what I essentially pre-configured. The scheduling milestone is going to start on week 1. It's going to take 1 week to finish. I would need 1 senior hour, 3 junior hours, and based on that, Dalikoo guesses that we're going to be done December 29th. If I change any of this, start on week 5 of the project, the milestone date changes automatically. So now I'm January. If I don't want to use any of these pre-configured options and whatnot, I just, I know the date. All I care about is the date. I obviously can go into this and pick my date very easily. I'm going to talk about what my progress is, what my status is, what's my percentage as far as completion. Oh, it's not responding. And I could attach a file as well. So the reason this is important is, okay, hold on. I think Office 365 or my Wi-Fi is acting acting up on us for a little bit. So I'm just gonna wait and see. 1 second. Yeah, I can see that the tab is not responding. Something is happening with either the Wi-Fi on my end. Not sure why. Let me just go back to it. Hold on. Yeah, add new milestone. Manage recovered. Okay. Yeah. So where it was before is we can configure this to match our milestones to a T, and we also have the ability to attach files. Now, the reason this is important, the reason this is what some of our customers are using, attach a file here as opposed to attach it in the general in the general documents area, is, you know, sometimes it's nice to have the actual deliverable attached to the milestone that it was delivered with. And one example would be, let's say again, 6 months from now, I'm looking for a particular document. If it's in the general document area, search will pick it up and will tell me that it's part of the Google setup and so forth. However, if it's here, search will pick it up as well, will tell me that it's part of the Google setup, but also would lead me here. And immediately I will know that this document, the deliverable document, is associated with this milestone. I could see the hours that I spent on it. I could see that, you know, when we delivered the particular milestones, how many weeks we worked on it and so forth. So it's a matter of choice. Some customers think it's a great idea to add deliverables to this area here because it allows you for a very fast lookup and appreciation for the project down the road after a long time has passed and you want to get refamiliar yourself with the project. So let's say I just added all these items. I'm not going to actually save it because I don't want to add to the demo area, but I'm going to go cancel, but you get the idea. The second I go save, the document is saved if I chose to attach a document, and the new milestone has been added. As always, I have full control over what to display here. I could display the status, the date, the hours. It's entirely up to me to choose. It's a configurable option, not a customized option. Now, milestones take, you know, weeks, maybe sometimes even months to execute, to go through, right? What about all the work that has to be done, you know, throughout the milestone? What about the daily tasks, the weekly tasks, and so forth? This is where Dalikoo allows you to start adding tasks for this particular project, for Google HQ with our customer Google. And what I can do is I can go into add new tasks. Sorry, I don't think I clicked on it. I'm going to try it now again. Now I'm going to click on it. A new form has opened. Everything here for the most part is free form. So I'm going to go get travel arrangements. As an example, I have full spell check. If I want to priorities, assign, you know, a % complete. Now this is where I task someone. So again, if they're in Office 365, it's going to pick them up. So I can assign this task to Dalikoo demo. This is a free form field for adding information. Obviously, when do I need this task started by? I want it to start it tomorrow. By when do I want you to be done with it? Mr. Dalikoo demo, I want you to be done by December 14th. Last but not least, I can assign it to an existing milestone. So when Dalikoo demo, when the user Dalikoo demo gets this get travel arrangement task, they will also know that it's part of the strategy milestone. When I click on save, I'm not going to do it. Obviously, I can also attach files. I forgot to mention. I'm not going to click save, but when I do click save, two things are going to happen. First of all, Dalikoo demo will get an email saying you've just been tasked by Arik. Here's a link to the task. Go ahead and start executing on it. The second thing that's going to happen is the task is going to be added to this main window. So everyone that works with this Google HQ project we'll see who's doing what. We'll see that Arik has 2 tasks, or Dalikoo Demo has 2 tasks, or John has tasks, and so forth, and can also work through this area as well. So you can filter your tasks based on what you see. So show me only the tasks for Arik, show me the due dates, and so forth. And obviously you can continue adding and removing items from this area as well. One extra option I want to show you, and this is an interesting option that some of our customers are choosing. By default, out of the box, you have an option here to add an invoice and match it with a milestone. This lets Dalikoo essentially keep track of your financials if you want to, and understand who's doing what and who's paying when, etc., etc., etc. I'll show you the interface to add a new invoice. You click on add new invoice. Obviously a form comes up. I'm going to go 004. You can put in the description. You can choose a date for the invoice. Oh, this invoice is from the past. You can now select a status. Has it been prepared? Has it been sent? The amount is obviously extremely important. Hold on, I think I'm having this freeze again. I'm not having a lot of luck with the Wi-Fi today. Yeah, SharePoint's not responding. Sorry about that. 1 second, let's see if it's going to recover it. This is strange and relatively rare. We don't see that very often. So status is requested, invoice amount is $50,000. Here is where I have an opportunity to assign it to a particular milestone that I have. So this invoice 004 is part of my, or related to my strategy milestone. Obviously, I have an option to attach a file, which is the invoice file here, and I go save. There's a couple of intriguing options around this interface. First, I'm going to cancel out of it. The first option is that some of our customers are saying, look, we don't really have a good way to generate invoices right now. Can you add a button here that, following a particular template, will generate a brand new invoice for us with our logo, with our typography, the particular layout, and so forth, and then fill in this information. And that's very easy for us to do. We essentially have either an option to add new invoice or create an invoice, and then Dalikoo goes and creates the invoice. The second option, or the second thing that customers are asking for as a customization, is we have an ERP system, SAP, Dynamics, QuickBooks, and so forth. Can you integrate with that system so the invoice is added automatically based on some keyword or criteria and so forth? And the answer is absolutely we can. Very easy to do. We've done it. It's a customization because, again, we will have to understand which systems do we work with, what's the API, what's the schema, which fields are we looking at, what are some of the keywords, and so forth. But once a customer gives us that, it's very easy to create this customization and essentially have a full integration with the invoices right inside Dalikoo, to the point where you have all the Google headquarters, kitchen invoices that you need to track are going to be automatically tracked in here. Last thing I want to say about this interface is you don't see it in this demo because this is the Microsoft Office 365 store demo, but with the Dalikoo version that you would get from us, there's also an opportunity to share this entire area with people that don't necessarily have a Dalikoo license, or even an Office 365 license for that matter. So the way it looks is, this is a SharePoint site. This is a typical site, and you would have a share option here. When you click on it, it will ask you to type in the email for the person that you want to share this site with. That person does not have to have a Dalikoo license. They do not have to be even on Office 365, but they will get an invitation to come to this unique website and work with the areas here. They would be able to add documents, read documents. They would be able to see the milestones, get tasked or even send tasks, create tasks, and so forth. And obviously, you as the person that sent the share, sent the request, you would have full control over what they can do, what they can see. So for example, you send a share and you could make sure that this person that you just shared with cannot see anything on this page except for documents. They do not see the milestones, they do not see the task, and they do not see the invoices. Or even better yet, maybe they could just read documents. They cannot change the documents here. They cannot upload even new documents. Just see the documents that are here. It's better than email, much better than sending the documents back and forth, especially if the documents are very large. They're just going to come to this area and work with the documents that you have. You have full control over what you can share with external people. There are no limits to how you can do it, and they don't have to be a paying customers for Dalikoo or Office 365. The last item of this demo is going to be reports. Management, like I said in the very beginning, they need to get reports about everything, and preferably in real time. Creating those reports without Dalikoo could take a long time, tedious works, hours a week, and so forth. With Dalikoo, a lot of them are out of the box, and the ones that are not out of the box, we can create for you in a cinch. One example for such a report is show me all of the milestones that I currently have for all the projects. And it's just going to take a couple of seconds. And here are all the projects that I have in the funnel right now. Here's this Google headquarters project that we just won. There's a Fortino's project, there's a Rainbow's consultant projects, and so forth. And by putting my mouse over it, I can see that I already have about 13,750 of completed milestones, and I still have 21,000 and some change of outstanding milestones. Representation here by default is monetary, it's dollars and cents, but we can change it to anything you'd like. Another important report is my hours. How are my people spending their time against this thing, against everything that we do? So I can see that here, that Google HQ project, I have put in about 8.75 hours already. My people did. That's in total. And I have 16 hours left. Fortino's, I put in a lot more time into it. 48 hours combined. I'm almost done as far as my hourly allocation. There's only 14 hours left for Fortino's. I could see my projections as far as hours per month, per client. And Dalikoo is just going to draw a diagram telling me right away that Google HQ, I've been working on this thing, since February. And I'm going to be scheduled to be done in June. And then somewhere along the lines, Fortino is going to pick up in April of 2018 with a little bit of work there as well. These are out of the box, but of course we can create more and change them as you'd like. Last thing I want to show as far as reports that are for projects and so forth is a good old-fashioned Gantt chart. Every project manager loves and appreciates a good Gantt chart, and we are creating those Gantt charts out of the box because we do track milestones and tasks. So let's take a look at that Google project that we worked at before. Obviously, there's not a lot of milestones and tasks in it yet, but you can see that the milestones that we did have, the scheduling, strategy, acceptance are in here. With the resources, I can see the tasks, connect with vendors, contact suppliers, generate paperwork. I can see who owns these tasks and how much, as far as completed, as far as how much of it is complete already and so forth. All of that is available in real time, just based on the information I put in the project report. The other types of reports that we can do, especially if we work with invoicing, is we can also generate reports against, what I've billed versus, what has been already paid. And for that, I'm going to go into a different outline. This is an example that we used in the real estate industry for a real estate agent. And essentially, these are their projects, and we can see that this project currently has been invoiced to the tune of $2,600. This one we still have to invoice them to the tune of $7,100, etc., etc., etc. What we could do is also we can get a cash forecast. Now, I don't know if the demo is filled to show that. No, it's not, because everything, all the financials that we've done in this area already, they took place in the past already, so there's no forecast in the future. But in any case, you will get a proper forecast of everything that's still left to be billed against the entire gamut of your clients and your current opportunities. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Steve, and now back to you.
Thank you, Arik, for your great presentation. I'd like to add one thing, is that if you're looking to have Dalikoo, Dalikoo completely integrates with your Office 365 platform, so you can get it directly from Cloud IT. Very easy as well. It's going to be on your one monthly bill. It's added, so you don't have to purchase the service from multiple places. It's included in your Office 365 subscription, as well as if you were to take your business premium, we include Dalikoo's platform in that as well. So you can get it directly from Cloud IT, whether you just email us directly, or you're soon going to be able to get that information off of our store soon enough.
Wonderful. Yeah, and one thing to add is that obviously most of our customers prefer a type of or a level of customization, and obviously going through Cloud IT and requesting a Dalikoo implementation would enable you to get that customization as well, because then you'll be talking to Steve, myself, and our various employees about how to further customize it. So obviously it would be a preferred approach. So thank you, Steve, for mentioning that.
As well as support. If you
Absolutely.
purchase it, instead of just being a one-off and getting it from the store, purchasing it through Cloud IT, you're also getting support as well. Thank you very much, Arik, for this amazing presentation. I look forward to us doing some more. We actually will showcase one specifically for, if I'm not mistaken, we were going to look at
real estate, I think, was one of them.
Real estate, exactly.
And legal was one of them as well.
Yes, real estate and legal. So we'll have something that's very, very personalized for the next presentation.
Right. And also, Steve, let's not forget, that's something I should actually mention. I should have mentioned during the demo, but we have the ability to translate Dalikoo to any language. So instead of milestones, it would say the corresponding word for milestones in French. Instead of opportunities, it will say the corresponding word in opportunities. Same goes for pretty much every word you see here. The French translation is coming up. It's going to happen very, very soon. We already have a Spanish translation in place. We already have some customers in Latin America that are using it in Spanish, entirely in Spanish, not a word of English. And we can continue creating these translations to pretty much any language that would be requested. So very important as well for the Quebec area, Montreal area as well.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Arik.
Thank you, Steve.